Although it can be a difficult talking point for many, mental health problems exist in our lives, in our families, in our workplace. And coming out of the pandemic and with the cost of living crisis looming large in our minds, it's really important that we address the issue and talk about mental health and what that means and how we need to look after it. So, as today's Mental Health Day, I'm really delighted to be here at the Headlight Project with Counsellor Katie Devereux to ask her how we can start having those potentially difficult conversations with our friends, family and colleagues and raise awareness of this campaign, which is really close to my heart. Katie, thanks for joining me. The aim for this year's World Mental Health Day is making mental health and well-being for all a global priority. So, can you tell us what you're doing at the Headlight Project to achieve this goal in Teesside?
Yeah, so at the Headlight Project, our focus is on supporting those bereaved through suicide or traumatic loss. And our aim is to open up the conversation around suicide, to get people talking about the impact of that, and in doing that, to reduce the stigma around suicide. So in encouraging those conversations, we not only do that in a therapeutic way, but also in a conversational way. So through the counselling that we provide, but also through events that we attend where we just want to have that general conversation around suicide and mental health. We're also supporting a number of campaigns at the moment. We have our own campaign that runs in January called Turn Blue Monday Bright, and that's about making the most depressive Monday of the year into a more bright sort of day. So if that's wearing an orange colour or, dressing up, making cakes, that kind of thing, just to lift the mood of that day following sort of the pressure of Christmas, financial pressures.
And we all know that mental health services across our region and across the whole country are really stressed and understaffed. So the question I've got is, what can we do as friends, as colleagues, as neighbours, if we believe somebody is struggling with their mental health and perhaps needs some support? What are the questions that we should be asking?
Yeah, it's quite a difficult, daunting question really, to ask someone about suicide. But I think it's just having that courage to recognise if someone is struggling, to have that conversation. It can be as simple as saying, "Are you okay? I've noticed there's been some differences in your behaviour, or there's a lot of stressful things happening. How are you at the moment?" Or if you're feeling confident, go straight in and ask that question, "Are you having suicidal thoughts?" And then it's just about being prepared to support that person as well, which again can be quite a difficult situation. It can be quite distressing. But I think just being with somebody who's in that turmoil, offering care and compassion, is invaluable to that person.
At the Headlight Project, I know that you work closely with those who have been impacted by the suicide of a loved one. Mm-hmm. During this time, the mental health issue it is significant and can really deteriorate quickly. Yeah. What services and support do you specifically offer that can give a lift to somebody's mental health?
We are very fortunate to be able to offer quite a broad range of services at Headlight. Our main is kind of the one-to-one counselling for adults and the one-to-one play therapy for children, offering a safe space to explore those really complex reactions and emotions following a suicide bereavement. We offer EMDR therapy, which is a specific trauma therapy. Okay. And that aim is to reduce the intrusiveness of traumatic memories, whether that's through discovering a loved one or just those images of a loved one who's took their own life. We offer group support as well. So in the adult team, we have our Headlight Hubs. That's a 6-week course where it's aiming at bringing people together who've been bereaved through a suicide and just sort of trying to get the message out there that it's okay to talk and it's important to talk.
Thanks for making that point. And there's a lot of support with the Headlight Project. But with the impact of the pandemic and the current cost of living crisis, many of us will be feeling stressed and anxious. So as a takeaway, what's one key action someone could do today if they feel that they're struggling with their mental health?
It's imperative to talk about how you're feeling.
I knew you were
Absolutely
going to say
imperative. It is. It's just being able to open up and offload, whether that's to a professional, a friend, a colleague. It's just feeling able to have that conversation. But equally, there's other things that you can do to try and boost your mental health. Exercise is brilliant, getting out walking, just being outside in nature, looking after yourself. It's just about trying to push yourself into doing those activities as well, because it can be really, really difficult when you're in a low space, a low headspace, to have the motivation to get involved in something that's going to boost you. But it's really important to try and
it's all so obvious, but it's so difficult to do when you're in that hole.
It is, absolutely. And, you know, it happens to us all. And you can have those days where you just don't feel like doing anything, want to pull the duvet over your head. But those are the days where you really need to kind of get up and get out and seek that support, or engage in something that's going to boost you.
And that's a brilliant point, and well made. Thanks very much for that, and thanks for the support.
Thank you.